Next one is module 4, functions in Python. So we will see what is the use of functions. Before that, we will understand what are functions. Functions are reusable blocks of code that perform specific task. They are used for a specific purpose. Maybe a large program can be divided into smaller programs. Like that, you can use functions. And they make code modular. That means they will be divided into smaller programs. It is well organized and easy to read or debug. It provides some of the Python provides built-in functions such as print to print the letters or numbers, something. Len for finding the length of the variable or constant, and allows creating user-defined functions. So what are the use of functions? It will avoid repetition by reusing the code. The same code can be used for different purposes. Improve. It will improve the readability and maintainability because you can use the same function for different operations. So maintaining it will be useful for the future use of the programs. Make programs more modular and easier to debug, and it will enable collaboration by dividing tasks into smaller functions. We will see some of the programs related to function and understand how function works. Defining and calling a function. We will see how to define a function and call a function and use it. Function parameters and arguments. We will see how or the parameters or arguments are used. Parameters are the variables listed in the function definition, and arguments are the values passed when calling the function. This is a simple program where you are using a function. So here this is the variable used in the function, and this is the argument that you are passing. So argument is taken from the input here. So that input will be taken as n here. This n will be transferred here, and then it will be transferred to this statement, and it will return back to this print, and it will print that particular statement. This is how variable and argument work. Return statement. So return statement is always used to return some values back to the function. So whenever we are using a return statement, it will return some value back to the place where you are using the function. So here you are using the function, so you are asking it to print. So returning value will be num into 2, so that will be printed here, that is 6. If you are entering 3, answer will be 6 here. We will see a simple program to print a message. The steps in defining a function is like this. Greet is a function. We have to use def, then write the function name, then common bracket and colon. Inside this common bracket you can enter the constants or variables according to the program that we will see in the coming programs. So I will just write print hello welcome. So if I write this, it will not print anything, but we are just defining the functions here, but we have not used it. So to use it, you have to write this function somewhere in the program. Greet, like this. It is like replacing this greet with this print hello welcome. This is how simply how we can explain how a function work. Now we will see a program to add two numbers. I'll write define add, inside the bracket I will write a comma b colon, I will write return a plus b. Now I will write result is equal to add. I will now transfer two numbers here, 3 and 5. Then I will print the result. The sum is result. Now you can see it is 8. So how this work is, I have defined a function add and used two variables. So this will work only when you transfer two variables with a constant or some numbers, and return is used to return the result a plus b back to the function so that it will be used here. It is just like we are not printing it here, but we are bringing back the result to this portion, that is the result, and then printing it here. So if I don't use a return, it will not return anything. Sum is none because it has not returned anything. So if you have returned something, it will be showing the result. Or one more thing you can do is, you can bring this here, and I can write result equal to a plus b, and I will remove this. Now you can see how this work is. It will directly, a program will come here. This 3 and 5 will be redirected to the function here. That 3 and 5 will be used here in the result. It will be transferred to result and it will be printed here. So instead of that, what we have done in the previously is we have returned a plus b like this, so that a plus b will be returned back to result and that result will be printed. Both the programs are same, but the way how we use the function is different. You will see one more program, a function to multiply a number by 2. Define, I will write multiply by 2. I will write a variable num colon. Always remember, when you are defining function, there should not be any space. So I will write return num star 2. That is nothing but it will be multiplied by 2. Now I will print it outside the function. Print multiply by 2, and I have to transfer some number here, 4. I have made some spelling mistake. Yes, 8. 2 into 4 is 8. Instead of transferring some number, let us try to take some input from the user. So I will write number num. Instead of num, I will write n because num is already used there. N equal to int input, enter a number. Now instead of 4, I will use n. So here number is asked. I'll write 8. So 8 into 2 is 16. I'll write another number 9. 9 into 2 is 18. This is how you can use user input and take the results. We will see some more problem. A function to check if a number is even. I'll write define is underscore even number. So return I have not given colon. Return number percentage 2 equal to 0. Print is even inside the bracket. I'll give 4, or you can put even the user input. I will write n equal to int input, enter a number. I'll write 2. 2 is an even number, it is true. So instead of getting true, we will do one more thing, that is printing it will only give true or false. So what we will do is we will remove this print, and I'll write if is even, print the number is even, else print the number is odd. I'll write number 6, so the number is even. I'll write 7, number is odd. Again I will enter 11, number is odd. Again I will write 15, number is odd. You have to take the number and then input it. So we will just copy this above the number. Now the number is asked. Now you can get all the result. So this is our first input will be taken, then it will check if it is even, so that number will be transferred to the function. So after the function will return true or false. If it is true, this will be executed. If it is false, this will be executed. We'll see one more problem or program. We'll write a program to find large of two numbers. We'll write define find large. I'll write a and b as these number, colon, return if a is greater than b, print, or I'll write return a, else return b. And I will ask for numbers. A is equal to, I will just copy this, enter a number a, b equal to same, enter a number b, print find large a comma b. is the larger number. I'll write 6 and 5. 6 is the larger number, and I will write 9 and 80. 80 is the large number. This is how this program works. This is the simplest way how you can explain how a function will work. The scope of variables. Local variables. Local variables are the variables declared inside the function, and global variables are declared outside the function and accessible throughout the program. In the same program, if I change, like I have written print a at the bottom, I will change this one, change it to C and D. We know that C and D are outside the function, A and B are inside the function. So we are transferring C and D to the function as A and B, and it will be checking here and then returning back to the this function. So we will see whether we are able to print A, which is inside the function. See, we are getting an error with respect to print A and B. We will correct it. C and D here also, to avoid the confusion. We will write it as C and D. It is asking a number C, D. 7 is the large number, and I am getting an error with print A. This is because A is local variable inside the function, and C and D are global variable outside the function. If I try to print C, 7, 8, it will print C, but we will not be able to print A or B. This is because A and B are local variables inside the function. This is the function. Inside this, whatever happens will not be considered outside the function. This will work only when we call the function. We are calling the function here. So this call will be transferred here. So if we are sending 9 and 9, it will be transferred here. It will check whether 9 is greater than 9, and it will return back whatever the result. Because since 9 is both are 9, it will print B. 9 is not greater than 9, so it will come here and it will print B. B is nothing but 9 itself. So it's an error within the program. You could have used elif, or you could have used greater than or equal to, like that you can optimize the program and do it. But the point here is to learn what is global variable and local variable. So here A and B are the local variable, and C and D are the global variable. There is a small hands-on assignment in the current module. First one is to write a function to calculate the area of a rectangle. Second one is to write a function that takes a list of numbers and returns their sum. Third one, to create a lambda function to multiply two numbers. So lambda function can be anything. You can take any variable and do it, rather than considering it as a lambda function.